Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I wanted to talk a little bit about what I think the future of churches are going to sort of become. So, as I talked about in the last video, Freemasonry Helps Christianity. Excuse me. I think that because of Freemasonry and other secret societies, this evil cabal that has their hands on the levers is ultimately helping people seek spirituality. Now we have this thirst for mysticism, something deeper than the surface level we've been receiving. So because of that, we're going to see a reunion of the Western and Eastern churches and Christianity, and they will help rekindle the fire of Christianity and preserve that spirituality. However, if you want to hear more about that, you can go watch the last video. Now this is a segue into what this video is about. Despite that, I think that there's going to be a crumbling period that takes place eventually, where the state churches will be the Orthodox Catholic Church or the Catholic Church or the Orthodox Church, whatever they'll call themselves at that time. The both Eastern and Western halves will be controlled by state powers, and the parish will have a few members who attempt to preserve the tradition, and they will continue to go to church, but will try and combat this in any way they can when they see perversions of the liturgy or other things of that nature or mass. They'll try to say something, but it'll be so overwhelming. There'll be a minority and not be able to do much, ultimately, I think. And so they will be drowned out by the majority and eventually ostracized and demonized by the Protestant churches, which will remain. Now, the Protestant churches, I think, will be controlled by private corporations. I'm not making any prediction on who the corporations will be, but I think it'll be something like a Walmart, Amazon, etc., that will take over the Protestant churches, and their purpose will be to further extract the spirit from church. As we see in modern Protestant churches today, it has become more of a concert, more of a feel-good, self-satisfaction sort of environment. And that doesn't mean people who go to that church or those churches are bad. Just, we all start somewhere. As I talked about in my last video, Freemasonry led me to Christianity and many other people to Christianity as well. So we all start somewhere in this long journey of understanding. Even Jesus grew in understanding. Luke talks about that. So then the people in these older churches, Orthodox Catholic churches, who are ostracized by their own parish, will then be demonized by the Protestant churches, because what they're teaching is heresy. What they're teaching is wrong. They're not worshiping this material world. They're too old school, too traditional. And that will eventually lead to not just verbal persecution, but I think potentially physical persecution, leading churches, or not churches, but leading people to form underground churches. So beginning to worship in their homes, and you will see that all the way from Catholic to Protestant. There'll be a few people who see through it and want nothing to do with it, and try and preserve that spirit. And that's why I think it's imperative, or not, that's why I think it's crucial, rather, that we start doing these at-home worships to prepare. Just like if you're going to start homesteading, you would do it now, as opposed to learning to grow food when food supplies and supply chains are crumbling. You will learn to do it now. So this is very similar, I think, and I just wanted to share my thoughts, my opinions on that, just in addition to what the last video was about. Now, I'm not making any predictions as to the time of this, how it's going to all happen. I just think in an overall big picture type deal, that's going to be the situation. So it's very crucial we get close to God and retain the spirit and don't lose it to materialism, because that's really what we're facing, and it's going to be a continuous thing. And it's going to be a beautiful thing eventually in the long run. Truth always wins in the long run. But, all right, that's what I wanted to talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you later. Peace. Peace.